Well, I'm a Loon from Aberdour, but I was born in the Broch. And I was brought up in Mains of Aberdour, just down the road for I'm sitting now, in a farm, a wee farm, about 100 acre. And my father, he had bought it as a craft, actually, and he turned it into kind of a farm because he bought a lot of the village ground round about the village. Most of the village, most of the ground you'll see round about this village of Aberdour, it was village land, as I say, but he bought them. And he turned us into a nice wee farm, and I was brought up in that farm. And my early years, I can mind on, was being pretty dire, if I could say that, because with no electricity and no running water, and the lavvy was outside in the garden, very primitive, and we had the lights were tele lamps, and you listen to this wireless with a battery. You had to go up to the shop to get the battery charged up in Aberdour, and that was my kind of younger life. Eventually we got electricity, and I can mind on that about 1953, I think it was, which was a great thing for us bairns. You can to hear a thing, to put a light on to turn the switch. So that was marvellous. So that was my life, and I get to school, or a squeal as they used to say, in Aberdour here, and the old Victorian squeal, which they should never have noted down, because it's far better in the thing it's there now, which is closed, of course. But no, I get the Aberdour squeal. I get through my 11 plus, and I managed to get enough marks out at 11 plus to sent me to the Broch Academy. If I hadn't got that, I would have been sent to Rosati secondary school. But that would have been alright. But as I say, I went to the Broch Academy. As I say, I was at the Broch Academy, and I took my O-levels, and then I left school at 16. I got home and threw my school bag in the park. I thought, this is great, I'm finished. But the trouble was I didn't have any employment to go until. So eventually I went to Mechanics, I think I mentioned before, and got a job here which was not great. It was skull and sprats. The trouble was the watery brine was running through my legs, and I was getting I wasn't very comfortable with that kind of work, so I left it and I joined the army. I went to the office in Aberdeen and took a test, and I was wanting to get into the Scots Guards, but the test I took, the man he says to me, he says, you'd be better in a technical job, so you'd be better in REME, the Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineers. And I thought, maybe this sounds good again. So I joined them, and took off eventually for Aberdeen Station. I had a bunch of loons. I joined boy service, it was boy service to get into. And I got away with a big bunch of loons down to London in a train, speaking Doric. And that was me. Here's me getting into the army, and this REME is a corps, which means that there's a lot of folk here, mostly English. So there's me, a Doric speaking loon, amongst all these English loons. Well, they couldn't understand me, so I had to go and change my way of speaking, which I did pretty quickly, because obviously you speak English and squeal again. But the army's a rough kind of place, like, I mean, me being a Scotty and a whole heap of English folk, very quickly they gave me a nickname. And the nickname I got was Angus, which is not a bad name, as I say, but the reason I got this name was, they asked me for a comfy, and I says Aberdour. Well, it indicated for Aberdour was. I says, well, the Broch, well, it indicated for the Broch was either. So I says, Aberdeen. Oh, Aberdeen. Aberdeen Angus. I says, aye. And I was kept as Angus ever since the rest of my army career. I was called Angus. So I never responded to my name Bob or Robbie or whatever. It was Angus I was called after my career in the army. So I went in, as I say, I was in REME, so that meant I was working on technical stuff, and I was working on tanks, centurions and chieftains basically, and also on missile systems, you can. pretty good, interesting kind of work. With the army, as I say, you would obviously go abroad. That was the thing. You went to Germany mostly, and it sent me out, and I got attached to a regiment, a Lancashire regiment, the 14th, 20th King's Hussars, which are no longer there. They've been amalgamated into the Royal Hussars, I think. But Princess Anne was the Colonel-in-Chief at the time, so I was attached to the 14th, 20th King's Hussars. And I mind when she actually visited the regiment, and I was lined up to Dunsmuir, which was a great thing again. And we're all there with our fight gloves and our blue uniforms on, waiting in line to dance with Princess Anne. Well, I was about 27 or something. Well, she was fed up at 25, so I didn't get to Dunsmuir. However, there was a 20 German lasses in this Schloss, this German castle, and I was dancing with this German queen, and a trumpet in her goon. She was standing on the floor. She actually got out her thing with no dancing again. She'd gotten out of it, so she'd teed up an officer to dance with. So as I say, I was going through with this German queen, looking half pleased with myself, and trumpet in her goon, and she looked at the room, and I thought, I'm for it now. But no, she just gave me a smile, and that was it. Off she went, you can. And so that was one of the things that happened to me in the army there. And I was in Germany for about 4 years, and then I was over in Hong Kong for a small period. And then after that I came back and I went over to Northern Ireland for 3 terms, you know, which is a wee bit problematic, I suppose you could call it.
So now, what about your interest in Scots and Scottish culture?
Well, Scots, I've been interested in Scots culture right from when I was a wee bairn, obviously. Actually, when I came out of the army, I went and joined the Lowland Society. I don't know if you can what that society is, but it actually took scare with that name because they talked about Lowlands folk and I can't what Lowlands means. It's basically Lowlands Scots, but they changed the name to the Scottish Language Society, which I didn't think was a good idea, but they did that. And I don't care if it's still going, but I, as I say, spent 2 or 3 years in that. And I met a few people of note, like Hamish Henderson, Jean Redpath, and these kind of folk during my time in that organisation, which was pretty good. As I say, Scottish music has been something that I like it because I was brought up with that, you can. And I mind from my auntie came over from Canada when I was in the firm, and she says to me, "What do you like as music? My sons love jazz." I says, "No, I like Ian Bowdy." "Who's Ian Bowdy?" I says, "It's Scottish dance band, you know." And I put a record on. She was quite amazed that I like this kind of stuff, you can. But I like it, Scottish dance music all the time. I mind when I was in Hong Kong, I was doing a bar in the town, you can, and there was Americans there. I think they were investing in recuperation for Vietnam, and they were putting on stuff in the jukebox, you see. And I thought, I'd look at it on the jukebox. I said, there's Jimmy Shan. I thought, must be there's Jimmy Shan here. So I put on Jimmy Shan. I was putting this thing on, eh? So they were quite delighted with this, you see. Well, I want to tell you more about Hong Kong at that time because it's somewhat quite risky.
But on the Scottish culture bit again, you've been deep into it. Well, I've been the same, but you've been deep into it as well. In the Scottish music, you've been driven with accordion and that. So, tell us about that. Well,
I actually, when I was in the army, I learned the pipes because they were asking for Scots folk to play the bagpipes. I thought this is a good idea, so I goes and plays I learns the pipes. The thing with that was you got out a drill because we would be in the band room playing the chanter for nobody else is square bashing. You get the square bashing is Soldiers would be marching back and forth. I did a bit of that, and I had to do that, you see, to learn the basics, you can. But for they were on the parade ground, I was in the band room playing the chanter, and then we would go out during the big parades again. The band would be standing there playing the marches and everything, standing still, and the rest of the loons would be going round about marching their socks off again. So we used, that was a good number. I didn't mind the pipes. He had to keep them supple, you can. And the way you kept pipes supple at the time was with sheepskin bags. You would put in treacle into the bag and you would rub it to make it airtight. And if that didn't work, you put it in a fight with an egg. And that was an emergency thing with the pipes. But they don't do that now, you see, because they've got us Gore-Tex bags and everything. But I mind when I was standing in the parade ground, the treacle would turn into something like rum. You'd smell the rum coming up the chanter, which is quite nice, you can, but that was something. But one way I say Scottish music has been something that I like it to be involved with. And I come out of the army and I gave up the pipes because nobody wants to hear the pipes inside. So, well, maybe they did, but it's a gay soon, you can. And I took up the accordion, and I took up this 5-row chromatic accordion, which is a bit of a thing to play like, but I persevered and I managed to drag some music with it. But as I say, Scottish music's been something that I've enjoyed and appreciated, and I think there's enough attention paid up now. When we was younger, you know, you'd see it on TV often, in the All Gramping TV channel. Gone to recording clubs and things, so yes, but as I say, it's a part of my DNA, if I can say that, the Scottish side of things. It's a bit sad to see the young folk kind of dismiss it, you can, as being old-fashioned, I suppose, and nothing that they can recognise. I suppose there are other team up with the modern music scene that they see on TV and nothing, you can. Which was happening in our time and all, when I was younger too, but there was the Scottish bit that was predominant in the background, you get. as I say, Scottish music's been something that I've enjoyed and appreciated, and I think there's enough attention paid to it now. When we was younger, you know, you'd see it on TV often, in the All Grampian TV channel.